Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Talking About Rock, sponsored by School of Rock, North Buffalo, where they're making tomorrow's musicians today. Also, our shows are available on all the streaming platforms now: Spotify, iTunes, iHeart, Amazon, and many others, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, check out and subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can continue to bring you our great interviews. Today, we bring you more metal from Switzerland, formed in 2018. Black Roost. They take dark metal music and add a touch of melancholy and create great tracks. Taking their name from the Reuss River in Switzerland, where he was inspired to write. And in 2021, Metamorphosis was released and was described as a record that feels like a lifetime has been lived through. Today, we talk about their latest release, Journey, next on Talking About Rock. All right, folks, let's welcome to the show Maurizio Dottore from Black Roost. Maurizio, how are you doing today, man?
Very good, very good. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. You seem to have such an emotional connection to your music. It definitely shows and definitely comes out. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh yes, I mean it's just when you start writing songs. I mean I started with the concept doing Black Royce 2017 after having a, let's call it, a 25, 30 years musical career behind me. And after a break, I just discovered that I cannot be and not live without music. So I just start thinking, what can I do? And then I started Black Royce, which is actually, it's built like a band, but it's only me. So I'm doing everything. I'm producing, I play all the instruments beside of the drums. I do the songwriting, I sing, I do the lyrics. And then suddenly, and actually was the first time in my career that I really, had to also write lyrics. I did that in the past, but not that profound as I do it now.
Right,
And then you start thinking, okay, what am I writing about?
right,
And actually, I was just in a phase of my life where I was did a lot of reflection. So I just thought and also felt that I had to change some things, in my life. And with this reflection and start about rethinking how I want to live my life, I had a lot of topics that I could write about. So and that's then actually came. So one followed the other, and so the concept then ended in being a 4 album concept
right.
where I'm writing about my life flow. So if you want, so the first 2 albums have already been released. So that was Metamorphosis in 21, and the last this year, Journey. This is kind of little, let's say it was retrospective, if you want so. And then the next 2 albums, it's Arrival and Death, where I probably have to write a little bit projective. So because I mean, I consider myself still very young and not
Right.
not not before death. So I can only guess about how it could be, and so mm, the concept is about my life flow. So it's 100% myself.
Right. So really a retrospective of your experiences and things you've been through, how you feel. And I think that's the best way to write music. You get that connection with those songs, and people can
Right.
feel that, right? When you're true and you're honest with your music and your lyrics, people can definitely feel that and sense that. And that's a great way to connect to the audience and to the people when they feel that in the music. It's definitely great. There's so
I mean,
many.
that was always a target. I wanted this music to be as near as possible to myself. So in terms of expression and in terms of mood, but also in terms of the lyrics.
Right. So you're writing the lyrics, you're writing the music. This must took you a little time to do this. You do this in a home studio you were doing it, or?
Yeah, partly, yes. I'm actually sitting here in my home studio um, right now, but I do the main work here. So I write the songs here, I do the pre-production here. I also do a lot of the final recordings here. but for vocals and for drums, I use other studios, which are much more equipped than mine, and so. But the main work is here in my home studio. Yes.
Right. I've been listening to the tracks for the last couple of days, and really the one track that stands out is Whole for sure. Tell us a little bit about that, can you?
Yes, I can. I mean, Whole is, you know, so that was my experience through my life. So, you know, it's being honest is not very easy. So I don't know, for a lot of reasons, because probably being honest is also very hard sometimes.
Right.
And you know, people are a lot of people are looking about their image, and you know, just polish their image, and they want to be something that they are not, and just so they are telling you a lot of lies, you know, they're telling
Right.
you things
Telling you
that are not
what they
right.
think you want to hear or things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so Whole is just about, you think about, this is a hole where you put all these lies in, and someday it's overboarding. You know,
Right.
you cannot take that much. So that's everything about the song.
Excellent. Yep. Well, I really like the track a lot, and we're going to check it out here. I'm going to play the video for Whole right here from Black Bruce. We'll be right back here on Talking About Rock.
My awakened soul longs for redemption, for confirmation, recognition.
Okay, we're back here on Talking About Rock. Just checked out the video for Hole. I really like that. I really dig that track. We already talked a lot about the songwriting process and how, how much that connects with you, and you get that from your feelings and experiences. But I also can catch a lot of influences in your music. And to me, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but to me, I hear a lot of old Sabbathy type of sound in the tracks. Would you agree?
Of course, yeah. I mean, just to precise, you're not wrong because I mean, that's your perception, you know. You just when you listen, everybody is different, and
Yeah, it's
that's
really
good.
heavy. Are they one of your influences, or you have a lot of others, or?
Yeah, Black Sabbath is definitely one because I really like the. I mean, they are very dark sometimes, and I like the kind of sound, and I also consider them when you want so a pioneer for certain aspects for certain music.
Yeah, definitely the
Um,
creators of heavy metal, Black Sabbath, right?
yeah, so of course it's an influence, and I also listened a lot to Black Sabbath. But there are other influences, I would say, musically speaking as well, not only from metal, so also from other kinds of music. I'm a big Pearl Jam fan. I just went through this grunge area when I was a teenager, so that probably was also a big influence. But also bands like Typo Negative or Catatonia, um, Opeth, and these kind of bands are very I really like. So of course that has an influence on you. I don't write, you know, I don't try to copy them. It's not the purpose just to listen to their music and then do the same.
Right.
But of course, in the subconscious, you are always influenced by everything you hear.
Oh, of course, of course. And where you're located now? You said you're where in Liechtenstein?
Yes, I
So,
live in Liechtenstein. Yeah.
and what is the music kind of temperature there? What is the music vibe? Is it heavier out there? Is there a lot of rock and metal in that area, or really not so much? Because it's making a little bit of comeback here in the U.S., but it's struggling, right? We still have a lot of poppy, dancey things going on. So I know in a lot of other countries and in England and things like that, rock and metal is still really big, but
Yeah. I mean, I would say there is no big music scene here in Liechtenstein. So there are not many known bands. Of course, there are some, but it's really funny. Also considering the whole Alpine area, sometimes the landscape could be very rough, and there's a lot of mountains, and sometimes the valleys are very, it's just you have these rocks surrounding you, and it can be sometimes really, I would not say depressing, but just pushing you into a mood that's probably more related to rock. So there are a lot of rock fans in this area, really a lot of metal and rock fans all over the Alpine room. But I would say not really, musically speaking, the big influencing bands are not coming from this area. So
yeah, not a lot going on around that. Now, is there clubs and places to play in that area, or are you looking in other areas to do that, or?
yeah, I mean there are not many clubs here. Unfortunately, this scene is very going down in the last, I would say, 10, 15 years where you can play. I mean, if you go to bigger cities like Zurich or Milano is not far away from here, and also Munich, well, south of Germany, there are a few clubs, but not in this area. In Liechtenstein, I don't know that. There are really small clubs you can play, but not talking about real clubs where concerts to take place regularly.
Right, right. Are you making some plans or have some plans in the works maybe to do some dates or to do any dates playing out and maybe in the US or other areas?
Actually, it's funny because this question comes more and more in interviews in the last couple of months, and I did not plan to play live because I mean it's only me. I don't have a
Right, you don't
band,
have a backing band. You'd have to put together a band or have a
and
couple tracks, or probably better to have some live musicians, right?
yeah, but I'm really thinking about it, and I'm having some plans to do so. Maybe with the next album, doing a tour, and of course, I mean playing in the States. is always a dream for everybody. It comes from Europe.
Yeah,
So it would be great to, but not only there. I mean, there are also a lot of places in Europe I would like to play, like, you know, the northern, the Nordics, where there has big metal scene in all the Scandinavian area. But I mean, play live is something that I really miss, but it has to be great and it has to be the right time to do it.
right, exactly. And you said you're working on some other stuff that's going to be coming out next. You're working on 2 more albums as well.
Yeah, actually, I'm working on the 3rd album right now. I'm just finishing the demos, the pre-production these days, and start recordings in February, and plan to release it in fall 23.
Great. And if folks want to check out you or your music, where's the best place to do that? Do they go to Spotify or other streaming services, or
Yeah,
website, or?
yeah, you can also the website blackrice.com, but also all the streaming services. There is Black Rice, and also we also released I was signed by the label Slip Trick Records. They have released both albums, re-released both albums also on CDs. I don't know if there are still people buying CDs. So
yeah, here and there, not as much as it was back in the day, but
yeah,
people still do. Yeah, it's probably like 90% streaming at this point. It's kind of a hard battle, but yeah, there's still some CD sales. I know I've talked to some other bands, Autograph and Striper and Enough's Enough, and their CDs, they're selling a little bit of CDs. They're making some noise on the charts a little bit. So there's still a little bit there going on, you know. And there's just this resurgence in harder rock and metal that's been going crazy in the last year or two.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's psyched to get back out and hear new music, and tours are booking like crazy. Tours are booking for 23 already, and yeah, all these things are on the horizon. So it's great. It's great you got new stuff coming out. You know, I look forward to checking all that stuff out when that's ready. So yeah, I really like what you got so far, though. It's excellent.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. We really appreciate it, man. And I hope you can get something together, and we'd love to see you, you know, playing live. That would be awesome.
It would be a pleasure to come over and play some shows. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. And thank you folks out there for checking us out. And if you have comments or questions, please feel free to email us at talkingboutrock@gmail.com. Please like us and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And as always, for this interview, you can check out the video on our YouTube channel, and the audio will be dropping to all the streaming services very soon. Maurizio, thank you again for stopping by today. We appreciate it.
I have to thank you for interesting in Black Rice.
Excellent stuff, man. Keep it going. I appreciate it.
Bye.
Have a good day.